Welcome everybody to the Night of Champions prediction video. My name is CM-GRUNT and we're just going to run through all these matches that's going to be happening tomorrow on Saturday in Jeddah or wherever it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. But this was supposed to go out yesterday. Apologies, not been feeling well, but we're going to get into it. There's a lot of matches on here. Most of them are pretty predictable, but I mean, it is what it is. Let's go through these. Let's see what they are. Let's see who's going to win. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is in no particular order, and I'm going to try and rush through these so I don't end up doing this for like 20 minutes plus. But we're going to run through these. We're going to be as quick as possible, right? So, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Don't know what you guys are predicting. Straight away, I'm going to say Brock Lesnar. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Cody won, because it's a WWE thing to do, but I mean, they've got a get out of jail free card because they've got Cody. They've deliberately done that injury angle on the last Raw, the go home show. So Cody should be losing really because he's got the injury. It then protects him in defeat. It makes Brock still look relatively strong because even if he wins, which he should win, he'll be dominant. It protects Cody. I don't see Cody pulling this off. It wouldn't surprise me, like I said, but Brock Lesnar's not Seth Rollins in it. And even though Seth Rollins has been built up to be a star, quote unquote, Brock Lesnar is still the monster that they tried to claim him to be. And so I don't think they're going to make Cody squash him. I don't think they're going to even make Cody win. I think Cody loses here, goes on his adversary run, whatever, and then they have their rematch maybe in SummerSlam, maybe Money in the Bank. They have their rematch, and then that's when Cody gets his win back. But I think for this particular match, I'm going to say Brock. Okay, so next match is Gunther versus Mustafa Ali, and that's an easy pick for me. It's going to be Gunther. I still think that they're pushing his reign. I reckon they're going to make him get the reign for the Intercontinental title, the record. I reckon it'll beat Honky Tonk Man's record, and I do believe that Mustafa Ali for this particular show is just collateral damage. Put him on the show for the Saudi Arabia crowd. That's what I feel like it is. So he's going to get eaten alive. I think the real program that they're going to do is Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Some people are even speculating that this match may not even happen, that this match is going to be altered to Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Don't see that happening, if I'm being honest, but I do see Gunther eating Mustafa Ali. This is going to be an absolute murder. But yeah, he even dropped his positive Ali character in the go home show and then was looking disheveled. Brock Lesnar made him look like a complete joke when he walked past him on the segment on Raw. So I can genuinely see Gunther just murdering this guy. It's going to be a massacre. So Gunther for the win. Yeah, he's gonna be that record man, and he should. Alright, so next up we got Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I love them both, but somebody has to win, and I am gonna say Asuka. Now, there's a few reasons why I've gone for this one. This is going to be the one where I run over time, isn't it? Anyway, I love Bianca Belair in it, but I feel like her title reign, it's been starting to get a bit stale. I also love Asuka, but I feel like they've been building up Asuka, but then they made her look pretty, not weak, but not as strong as they should have portrayed her leading into the WrestleMania match and the WrestleMania match itself, right? She wasn't really a proper heel going into that match, but she has turned heel now in SmackDown. So my thing is, if you're going to turn her heel, why not just put a belt on her, right? Also, they like records now. That's their thing. They're going for new records. Why not let Asuka win the belt now that you know that Bianca's already beat their record? She's already become the longest Raw Women's Champion. May as well just let her lose the belt now. You know what I mean? And I want to say, yeah, you could have done that at WrestleMania, but they did the same thing with Ronda Rousey last year when she faced Charlotte. So who knows? But I feel like Asuka being a heel is gonna propel her into potentially winning now that Bianca Belair has already beaten that record. The other reason why is because Bianca Belair, and this is just speculation, so I don't know this, but there was rumors that Bianca Belair and the Street Profits could potentially be going heel roughly at the same time. And I'm not saying that this will happen, but it's potential they could do a double turn with these two, right? If Asuka is heel, then they turn again. Asuka turns face again, and Bianca turns heel because she loses her belt. You know, make her go a bit crazy, Nikki Cross like. Or she just loses her belt and then she just goes on a rampage maybe on the next SmackDown. Do you know what I mean? She just gets mad. Like, Asuka can stay heel, but then Bianca can then turn heel herself. And I think that her losing her title title might be a part of that. Like, she could turn heel and just keep her title, but just get mad with everybody and just do a madness. I don't know. My point is, I reckon she could lose the belt and turn heel off the back of that. But I don't know. It's a 50-50 one for me. I actually think that Bianca's got the better chance of winning. I think she's probably gonna win, but I'm still gonna say Asuka for the reasons that I said. Trying to put a little bit of reason in it, put a bit of logic in there, but it's gonna be, let's just say Asuka, and let's move on. I feel like this is the least predictable of the lot, yeah, even though with the last two I've kind of given reasons as to why it couldn't go the other way. But the reason why I feel this is the least predictable is because Becky Lynch is a big star. She can do without a win, and to be fair, so can Trish, because her status is cemented, you know what I mean? So I do feel like this can go either way, and I do feel like there will be another match down the road. So I'm gonna go with Trish on this one. Reason why is because after everything Becky said, if Becky wins and it turns out to be true what she said, then I think that will really demoralize Trish, and it will really bring down her character, and it will bring down her status a little bit. I know what I said before, but you know what I mean? On the other hand, if Becky does win, it does then give Trish like a bit more motivation, you know what I mean, to be more heelish later on down the line. But I do think Trish will win, rub it in Becky's face, and there will be another match down the line, maybe a rubber match, or maybe a 2 out of 3 will be Becky get her win, and it'll be another match afterwards. But I think Becky will maybe face her again at SummerSlam, and then she'll get her win back there. But I think for this particular match, it will be Trish. We'll wait and see. But yeah, this has been a good build, man. The last promo battle they had was amazing, and I hope that the match matches the promo abilities. But yeah, I think Trish for the win. Jeez, when you start explaining some of these matches, that's when your time really adds up, man. But anyway, this is for the tag team titles, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I don't feel like their tag run has been that great, but maybe that's because they haven't had too many credible opponents. I was very shocked when this match was announced. I don't get it. But once Roman Reigns decided to dedicate this match to Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans, his dad and his uncle, I thought straight away he's losing, because he's done the same thing that the Usos did, and the Usos lost. So I feel like he's going to lose as well. I don't know how he's going to lose, but I do think Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa are going to, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I feel like they're going to win. I just don't know how. I do believe that it's going to involve the Usos in some way, and I feel like this match is only really there to further the Bloodline crumbling storyline, which I'm all for. I just feel like they could have done it a different way. I don't really get why this match is happening, and I hope they don't put the belts on Roman. It would be a very WWE thing for them to do. Please don't do it. Resist it. I'm just trying to think of what else, because I don't feel there's much to say about this. I don't see. The only thing I can say is I can see Solo taking the pin, which he shouldn't, but it shouldn't be Roman either. No, sorry, DQ. DQ is what I think it might be. Like, I still think that it will be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but I do feel like it could be a DQ. We're gonna wait and see. But yeah, let's go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for this one. Alright, and now potentially the second easiest match to predict. I mean, for the easiest match is by far Gunther. Like, Ali was never going to beat Gunther anyway, but the fact that he's chasing the record and he's already being set up to face Riddle just tells me all I need to know about that. But this match, I mean, this could be the most predictable one, because listen, Natalia's not beating Rhea. Like, they're just feeding Natalya to Rhea so that Rhea can just get a nice easy win against an established quote-unquote star who is safe in the ring and this, that and the other. Also as well, I've noticed Natalya's been on a lot of Saudi shows. I don't know if that's a request from Saudi, but Natalya being the first woman to being in the first women's match, and now this makes me think that that's got something to do with it. But whatever the reason, Rhea is going to eat this woman alive. She's gonna murder her. It's gonna be a murder, guys. Be ready to call for the Americans out there 911, for my people 999, because this is gonna be, she's gonna get smoked like salmon. It's not gonna be nice. Right, Rhea needs to make a dominant win as well. Right, just squash her if you need to, but it needs to be dominant. Rhea needs to show that she means business, and she needs to get a credible opponent where you can see there's a chance that they might actually be able to beat Rhea, because it ain't gonna be Natalya. On to the next. Okay, so this is the last match I have on my my list. They could add another match, maybe a battle royal, which I'm not going to go back and do, I am sorry. And they could potentially add something to do with the women's tag team titles. But even if they do that, I'm not going to go back and check. I'm not going to go back and do it. But this is the last match I have, and I want to do this match last anyway, because this is the match where I can see myself probably talking the most about it. But we'll try and keep it light. I've spoke about everything in less than 2 minutes, except for one which I went over. So here we go. Alright, so Seth versus AJ Styles. I think that this is gonna be Seth. Right now, let's quickly dive into some stuff real quick before we finish up. Seth is the Raw guy. He is the main guy. He's the guy that's been slated to win. He's the guy that has been rumored to take the first belt. He's been rumored for a while. AJ, I thought that just came out of nowhere to be in the end of this, to be in this final. I never knew who was going to be in the final against Seth, but we always knew it was going to be Seth in the final. Then there was talk, there was rumors that because Seth is on the set of the new Captain America film and potentially could be doing films again in the future, they're hesitant to put the belt on him. The fact that AJ is his opponent makes me think that it's possible they could put it on AJ. You know, you've got a credible hand, you've got a what's the word? You've got a reliable hand that's there that can face Seth and then potentially take your belt and then have very good matches with it. Like his run before was good. However, I just feel like it would just be anticlimactic if you then put it on a SmackDown style when you've created a title which was not even predominantly, it was a Raw exclusive title. Then you've got SmackDown wrestlers challenging for it. Doesn't make sense. So to have AJ win again would not make sense. But that I just feel like they put SmackDown wrestlers in there as a whole. I think they just did that as a red herring. I don't think that AJ is going to win. It would be fun if he did, because I like chaos. I want to see what they'll do. But he shouldn't be challenging anyway. And he would be a good first champion. But all the roads, all of them lead to Seth. They always have. And the only thing that's making me think otherwise is the rumor that they're hesitant to put the belt on him. But the fact that he's a Raw superstar as well just makes sense. So I feel like they will and they should put the belt on Seth. I've got a lot more stuff to say about this, but I'm gonna have a YouTube video hopefully coming out next week where I talk about mistakes that they've made with this belt or things that they could have done with this belt differently and yada yada yada. And yeah, Seth for the win, has to be. And that's it. That's all the matches that I'm going to go through. If there's any additional matches, I apologize. I am sorry if this felt a bit rushed, but when I go through these matches, normally I like to look at the feuds and look at the layers, look at the things surrounding the feud, why a win might happen, etc. I did think that I did a bit of that, but I also know that I was a bit scatty in places and I wasn't necessarily going into everything in full depth just because I wanted to try and rush through it. If I did all that, trust me, each entry would have probably been maybe 3-4 minutes. I think even the entries where I've done a little bit of explanation, I've still been mostly under 3 minutes. So I've tried to keep it short and light and breezy. I think I've done that. I hope. We'll see. But yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know your predictions. Let me know what matches you think might be added to the card. Who's gonna win? Are belts gonna change hands? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you. There will be 2 videos popping up after this as well. There will be the AEW predictions video for Double or Nothing, and there will also be a Jade Cargill video in the W series. I'm not going to say what it is, just make sure you go check it out. That'll be out today at some point. I appreciate you guys and I'll chat to you in a bit.